how I grew my channel to 500 subscribers in 1 month. The more content you put out a week, the more videos are going to be out there to give you a greater chance of being seen, of being heard. Watch this video, it's going to help you. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be all about how I grew my YouTube channel to 500 subscribers in 1 month, okay? So if you've been trying to grow your YouTube channel or you want to know how I did it, then keep watching, because this video is not going to give you your typical tips, because what I did was apply some of my business acumen, some things that I implement in my business to my YouTube channel, and clearly, at least in my opinion, my humble opinion, it's been working. So let's jump into the video. Okay, the very first thing that I did was I decided who I wanted my YouTube audience to be. And this is something that I do in business, right? When you have a business, you figure out who's your audience and how can you cater to them. So I did the same thing on my YouTube. So I think a lot of YouTubers, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with this, but I think a lot of YouTubers kind of go on YouTube and make the content that they want to make. And that is all good and well, but I think if you're really trying to grow your YouTube channel, just like if you're really trying to grow a business, is to figure out what your audience wants, so what the consumer wants, and cater to that instead. Now, am I saying like go and create content on things you're not interested in? Absolutely not. What you should do is maybe create 3 to 5 things you wouldn't mind creating videos about or talking about for a long period of time, and test out different videos on those subjects and see what your audience or what the people on YouTube react to the most. And then you know, okay, they really like these types of videos, or they really don't like these types of videos, or whatever it may be, right? Another way to go about doing it, instead of like creating 3 to 5 different ideas and testing it, because that may take a little bit longer, is to actually just have a specific audience in mind and identify what their problem is, and then make videos to answer that problem or to solve that problem. So for example, if you don't know, I am Sephora. I'm a licensed attorney and a business coach, and I help professional women reclaim their freedom by launching a business while working full-time. And so I said to myself, if that is my audience, what do I want to create videos about? What is their biggest problem? Well, I just kind of told you, right? They want to reclaim their freedom. They want to get their life back. They want business help. They want to know how to launch their business. So my content centers around a mix of life and business coaching, right? Which is what I do. I run Transformative Women. It's a business where I help women create their business, right? And so I create my content to answer those problems. And so that's what you should do, is once you've defined your audience, or once you think about who wants this content, create videos to answer those problems. Okay, if you're having trouble, or if you don't know who your audience is, then think about it this way. What 3 things do you want to create videos about, and who are you going to be speaking to the most in those videos? Who is your content going to help? Who it is going to be most useful for? Once you've got that figured out, then say to yourself, okay, what do these people need? What are their problems, and how can I answer these problems in my YouTube videos? Okay, so that is tip number 1. Tip number 2 might seem pretty obvious. Make interesting content. Okay, I think sometimes, like, again, just don't always make videos on what you only want to do or what you only want to know. I think those are okay. If your main goal is to grow your YouTube channel, focus on what other people want, focus on what your audience wants to see, focus on what your audience wants to know, focus on how you can cater to or help your audience, and your YouTube channel will grow much quicker. Tip number 3, title your videos properly. Okay, title your videos to answer the problems that you are doing. So the title of my video, right? It's letting you know what I did, and it's letting you know how you can do it too. How I grew my channel to 500 subscribers in 1 month. And so who is it going to go out to? It's going to go out to people who are interested in growing their YouTube channel pretty quickly, right? So make sure you are titling your videos as answers to questions. I won't lie to you. This is something that I discovered more recently, and I said to myself, okay, I need to switch around how I title my videos to make sure that I'm speaking to the right audience, to make sure that they know, hey, watch this video, it's going to help you. Okay, and make sure when you're actually recording those videos, make sure your video actually helps. Like, there's nothing worse than seeing a title that helps people or is supposed to help people, but then you go to the video and it actually gives no information. Like, that sucks. That sucks, and I think it's actually going to do you a disservice in the long run, because then they're going to know, even though that title looks appealing, I'm not going to click it because I know that whatever the video is not going to help me. So that's only going to disservice you in the long run. So don't do that. I think I'm on tip number 4. This one is a common one and people talk about it all the time, but make interesting thumbnails. I personally don't make my own thumbnails. So maybe this is like, if you suck at making thumbnails, or you don't know what's going to be a good thumbnail or whatever it may be, hire someone else to do it. Just in business generally and in my life, I hire a lot of people to do a lot of things for me that I don't want to do, or I don't know how to do, or I'm just not good at. But interesting thumbnails is what actually, in addition to the title, is what gets people to actually click on your video. And so if you want to get a greater amount of subscribers, if you want to get a greater amount of views, your thumbnail has to be interesting. It has to actually make people want to click on your video. It has to actually make people want to listen and watch to what you have to say. And unfortunately or fortunately, part of that is your thumbnail. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys thought about this video's thumbnail, okay? I would love to know. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Number 5, I think this one is gonna maybe differ a little bit from the common like advice on growing a YouTube channel. And granted, I don't have thousands of subscribers, but also granted, I just really started posting regularly. But anyway, and that's like a whole nother story, right? But I'll get into it at the end of the video. So most YouTubers, or most people, what they'll tell you about just with any channel is post consistently. And I completely agree, you do need to post consistently. But I'm gonna take it up a notch here and say, if you can, actually try to post at minimum 2 to 3 times a week. And I will tell you, so when I first started, I was posting once a week, and then I said, when you're just starting out and you're trying to get more subscribers and you're trying to get more views and you're trying to get more hours, the more content you put out a week, just mathematically and naturally speaking, the more information, the more videos are going to be out there to give you a greater chance of being seen, of being heard, right? And so when you are just starting out, the more videos you can put out in the beginning is going to do you a huge favor, because just, again, mathematically, just makes sense. Your channel is going to go up faster than if you're only putting out 1 video a week. And so what I would recommend is, when you decide you're ready to start posting on YouTube, create a day where you can just batch maybe 12 or so videos and put those videos out either 2 times a week or 3 times a week. And then every now and then, every once a month or every 2 weeks, record another 6 to 8 videos, whatever it may be. I usually record twice a month. And whenever I record between 4 and 6 videos. And so what I noticed was, when I first started out, I did one, I said, gotta pick this up if I want to get more subscribers quickly. And then I switched to 3 times a week. And that was really what just shot me up, right? Was the 3 times a week. I have since switched back to 2 times a week, because 3 times a week is a lot to post out quality content, which is important. But I think when you are just starting out, it's going to do you a huge favor. So if you can do that, definitely take that into account. And if you plan out your videos in advance, I do think it's doable to just do that in a batch content type of thing. The next thing is also like taken from my business acumen suggestion, is consider trying out YouTube ads, right? So YouTube has opened up ads to just like us normal people, right? Like not like just like Fortune 500 companies or whatever, and you can put ads on your videos, and so YouTube will push your video out to other people. I did try it out for a little bit, maybe like a week or 2. And you have to watch the analytics, because I think that sometimes some videos will really benefit from your ads, where it's like it's a really good video and a lot of people are actually watching it, and you'll get tons of subscribers for it. And so for instance, I think one of my videos, it was like for every $1 I spent, I got 1 subscriber or something like that. I haven't since tried YouTube ads, because I mean, there's no like concrete reason. I focus ads on my business. So I was just kind of testing the YouTube thing, but it is a good way to kind of get your content more out there. Maybe I'll test it again. Let me know if you're interested in that, or just try it out on your own. And then the last thing I will say about growing your YouTube channel is making sure that you are being very intentional with who you are talking to. And so I'm not saying like niche down, but what I am saying is, if you plan to like talk about just one thing on one side of the pole and then another thing on the other side of the pole, they're just 2 polar opposite things, I think it's going to take you longer to grow your YouTube channel, because those 2 polar opposite things, you're talking to 2 different sets of people, you're talking to 2 different audiences. And I can personally attest to this, because when I subscribe to a channel for one reason, for 2 videos that I see, and then the next thing I know, they're posting videos about something completely different that is just completely unrelated, I unsubscribe. And so if you are going to post about 2, again, polar opposite things, like have no relation or don't speak to the same types of people, then just consider starting a different channel so that you can talk about those things on 2 different channels. I actually just thought of a bonus tip, like while I'm recording this video. And so guys, in the very beginning of your video, make it eye-catching, ear-catching, whatever. Make it very interesting. Make your people want to stay. Make the people who are watching your video actually want to continue watching. So like I mentioned before, I don't edit my own videos, but one thing I do have my editor do is if I don't have a really interesting opening in it, or if it's just like whatever, me introducing myself, I'll have her take a clip from somewhere in the middle or end or whatever of the video and put it in the beginning of the video, so that will actually entice people to staying and watching the entire video. And I think that will also just help with like hours, with click-through rate, whatever. People won't just click it and then immediately click off. So definitely consider that when you are thinking about and preparing for your content for posting on YouTube. Okay, so I mentioned how there was like some like little story or caveat behind it. So this is where I'm gonna give it to you right here at the close to the end of the video. Okay, so I actually started my YouTube channel, I think my first year in law school, but I was in law school, so I would like almost never post. My posting was so super sporadic, and I had like no followers, subscribers, maybe like 50 or something around along those lines. I don't know. I finally started being consistent this year, 2023, beginning September. And so since actually being consistent and following the tips that I just gave you in these videos, from September basically to October is when I grew those 500 subscribers. So if you are been on YouTube for years, or you've, you know, whatever, in your whatever subscriber point you're at, however long you've been on YouTube, doesn't matter, it can change for you at any time. So guys, so those are the tips on how I grew my channel to 500 subscribers in 1 month, and I hope they helped you. Let me know down in the comments below which tip you found the most helpful. Make sure you give me a follow on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at Transformative Woman, which is my business. And if you are interested in more business and entrepreneurship videos, make sure you check out my playlist. I will see you guys on my next one. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.